All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're tackling something that literally affects almost all of us, and that's our daily workflow. Based on our source material, we're going to explore some highly practical AI tools designed to help us reclaim our time and, frankly, just build better routines. And hey, we aren't talking about far-off science fiction today. We are exploring tangible, accessible systems that can fundamentally transform the way you get things done and seriously boost your productivity. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to take a quick second and honestly reflect on your average work week. Just think about that daily administrative grind. How much of your day is swallowed up by tasks that feel, well, entirely mechanical? You know the drill. The emails you copy and paste over and over, the data you're manually transferring from one app to another, or even just the sheer effort of organizing what you actually need to work on. It kind of feels like we're constantly working, but really getting to the actual core of our jobs, doesn't it? Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you are absolutely not alone. According to our source material, a staggering 12 hours a week are lost, on average, just to repetitive administrative tasks. That is more than an entire working day, just vanished into the void of busy work. I mean, think about it. What could you do with an extra 12 hours every single week? That's time for deep work, for actual creativity, or, let's be real, just time to log off early and actually enjoy your life. Section 1. The modern time crunch, scarcity and burnout. And this brilliantly illustrates the core issue. Traditional workflows are just full of friction. You essentially have to act as a human bridge, carrying information across all these siloed apps, typing out the exact same repetitive emails, and just fighting with manual data entry. It's exhausting. But in contrast, an AI workflow automates and streamlines those processes. It lets the systems actually talk to each other. The AI steps in as your digital assistant, removing all that friction so your routine becomes completely seamless. Section 2. Content creation. Generate and brainstorm. So, what's actually powering all these new creation tools? It all comes down to large language models, or LLMs. Now, rather than just seeing them as simple text generators, our source emphasizes viewing them as massive pattern recognition engines. They can instantly synthesize dense information into highly structured formats. So they aren't just for writing a blog post from scratch. They're genuinely powerful engines for synthesis, organization, and sparking new ideas. Now, what's really interesting about this landscape is how specialized things have gotten. It helps to choose the exact tool for your specific needs, because we don't just have one generic AI writer anymore. For instance, ChatGPT remains an absolute powerhouse for general ideation and quick drafting. Then you have Claude, which has this massive context window, making it perfect for researchers conducting heavy analysis on really dense documents. And then there's Notion AI, which is built directly into your workspace, super ideal for project managers who want to, say, summarize meeting notes without ever having to leave their dashboard. I absolutely love this next point. AI doesn't replace the writer, it replaces the blank page. Man, that hits the nail on the head, right? How often do you sit there just staring at a blinking cursor, trying to draft a difficult email or a complex project proposal? The friction of just starting is almost always the hardest part of any project. By using these creation tools to generate a first draft, even if it's kind of flawed, you overcome that initial hurdle instantly. You shift from being a creator of raw text to an editor of ideas, and that is a huge mental shift. Section 3. Automating busy work. Reclaiming lost time. Okay, so the real secret sauce of automating all that busy work. It's the automation trigger. As defined by the source, a trigger is basically the foundational rule of if this happens, then do that. Think of it like a digital domino effect. For example, if a new lead fills out a form on your website, then automatically send them a welcome email and instantly add their details to your spreadsheet. Once you set these triggers up, the tools function entirely in the background, literally no manual human input required. You get to sleep while the system does the heavy lifting. Let's look at the heavy hitters in the automation space. Zapier is fantastic for general users because it connects thousands of apps with incredibly simple triggers. It's like the digital duct tape of the internet. Now, if you need something a bit more robust, Make is a super powerful platform that lets tech-savvy operators build intricate, visual, multi-step workflows. And hey, if scheduling is your personal nightmare, Motion uses AI to constantly rearrange your calendar based on your changing task priorities. So each tool is highly specialized for exactly the type of bottleneck you might be dealing with. The impact of these specific tools is honestly dramatic. We are talking about dropping from 15 hours of manual admin time down to just 2.5 hours using an AI workflow. That is life-changing. It is a fundamental shift in how you operate during your week. Because it's not just about doing things a little bit faster, it's about completely eliminating the need for you to do those things at all. Section 4, Smarter Data Analysis, Actionable Insights. Now this is where things get really cool, bringing unprecedented speed and efficiency to the table. Instead of spending hours banging your head against a wall trying to remember complex Excel formulas, fighting with pivot tables, or just cleaning up messy formatting, AI actually allows you to interact with your data using everyday natural language. You can simply upload a spreadsheet and literally just type, summarize the top 3 selling products by region, and boom, you instantly get actionable insights. Let's move along and see how this builds out. Manual sorting is, frankly, painful. It requires you to hunt for tiny errors across hundreds of rows of data. AI, however, brings instant pattern recognition. It can detect anomalies you definitely would have missed, and it spots predictive trends out of nowhere. The immense relief of removing manual data processing from your daily routine, it allows you to actually be a strategist instead of just feeling like a data entry clerk. Our source drops a great quote about this major shift. AI analytics suddenly gives a one-person business or small team the data processing capabilities of an entire enterprise data science department. This is absolutely about leveling the playing field. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by data because you don't have a dedicated analyst on staff, these tools instantly bridge that gap. You are suddenly empowered to make highly data-driven decisions at a fraction of the cost and time. Section 5, your new AI workflow, real-world setup. So, the crucial point is, how do we actually put this into practice? You cannot try to implement everything at once. Walk through these steps starting today. First, just audit your week. Jot down every single task you hate doing that feels overly repetitive. Second, pick just one pain point to solve. Seriously, don't try to boil the ocean here. Third, choose a single tool to test against that one specific problem. And finally, refine it. Learn how to talk to the AI, tweak your automation triggers, and actually, only once that first thing is working smoothly do you expand to the next task. Now, as you build out this workflow, the source provides some incredibly practical, everyday advice to keep you out of trouble. The absolute biggest pitfall? Trusting AI outputs blindly. AI can and definitely will hallucinate or make mistakes sometimes. You must always maintain human oversight. Also, be highly specific in your prompts. Garbage in always equals garbage out. And very importantly, avoid over-automating things that genuinely require a human touch, like complex client relationships. The best way to look at it? Treat the AI like a brilliant, highly capable intern. Give it fantastic instructions, but always review its work before you hit send. I want to leave you all with this final provocative thought. If you adopt these tools and successfully automate even just 30% of your current workload, what extraordinary thing would you build with that reclaimed time? You see, the future of the AI-driven workplace isn't about just working harder, it's about working smarter and freeing up your mind for the truly impactful, creative work that only you can do. So go experiment, start small, and take your time back. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.